So today I have a fun guest, Maria McGee, who's one of our agents out in North Carolina. There she is, who's one of our agents out in North Carolina. So, Russ, we'll come back to you in just a little bit after Maria and I have a conversation. Maria, are you there?
Good.
Yes, I am. Hey.
Hey, how are you? All right, thanks, Russ. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, Maria, you're out in North Carolina now. You're safe from the damage of the hurricane recently, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got a lot of friends who are not, but I'm glad to know that you are, and you're all in our thoughts and prayers. And I know Extend a Hand is really reaching out and helping a lot of families and our agents out there. So, um,
Yes. Yes.
but glad you were not impacted. Now, where in North Carolina are you, Maria?
I am in Raleigh, North Carolina. So that is the capital.
Yeah, beautiful area, beautiful
Yes.
city. And you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came into the business? Were you doing something else before real estate?
I did a lot of things before real estate, but so I am right now I am the state squad leader for the EXP Military Network.
All
And
right.
I have been pounding these real estate streets for probably about 4 years. So like right when COVID hit, I signed the dotted line, and I haven't looked back since. So I am a veteran's wife and also a mother of three, and four kids if you count my husband. Um,
And you probably should if your husband's anything like me. Yes, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. You know what? After 24 years, yeah, I'm counting him. But yeah, and I'm an Aquarius.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing?
Oh yes, it's an awesome thing. It's an awesome
Okay.
thing. Google it. Google it, Brian.
I know I'm a Scorpio. I have no idea if that's a good or a bad thing,
Oh
but
my gosh, my husband's a Scorpio. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay.
okay. I'm so scared now. Oh, that's amazing. So you've been in the business for about 4 years, and I actually saw you for the first time at the Women's Impact Network event that we did here in
Austin.
Austin, the beginning of August. And you were up on stage. And I was really taken aback by the things that you shared. You talked about building a legacy,
Yes.
and I'm curious, what does that mean for you?
So when I was asked to talk about building a legacy, I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about building a legacy, but I do know that I needed to do it, that I need to do it, right? And it all boils down to my why. What's my why? So of course, there's finances and there's family and stuff like that. But for me, it hits a lot closer. My youngest son, he is autistic, and for us, Lord forbid anything happens to us, as far as like me and my husband, I need to make sure that things are set in place to where my oldest, who would more than likely be his caretaker, because my son is more than likely not going to, he's always going to have to live with us. So she would have to be his caretaker, and I need to make sure that things are set in place to where she doesn't have to worry about finances. She doesn't have to worry about where is, how she's going to pay the bills, how she's going to pay for his care. If she's going to be his caretaker, then I need to make sure things are set in place to where she doesn't have to worry about that at all. And I'm so thankful for EXP because it gives me, multiple streams of income. I was able to cash out stock just to help pay for my other daughter's tuition, so, we have rev share, we have so many things. And also with my son and my schedule, I'm full time, but I'm on his time, you know? And so if I can't handle something, I can refer it out. And I have a massive referral network, that I can reach out to. Just go into workplace, and someone's there, someone can help. Um, but yeah, so it was all about, it boiled down to my why. Oh, and also my husband's going to be retiring in 7 years. He'll be retiring. So my clock is ticking because there's so many of us who reach retirement age and can't retire. We still got to work. So it's look, my clock is ticking. I gotta make sure that he can retire, and if he wants to go work at the library and read books all day, then he can do that.
That's a
So
great drive to have.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
This
my
is
life.
this is a great business because it does allow you that kind of flexibility.
Hmm.
But, I often joke, people get into the business for flexibility, freedom, and finance, right? And I joke, last time I checked, the definition of freedom does not include being broke, right? And so, and so freedom is something that we earn once we built our business to a level where we can build in systems, tools, automations, and then, depending upon how big you want to go, leverage through bringing other people into your business. But that also means that there's a discipline that we all have to be kind of mindful of in terms of building our business, that even though we have to flex our schedule sometimes for kids, for spouses, for other things,
Hmm.
the work still has to get done. And I know you're in fast cap, so I'm going to be curious how you do. We're in week 5 this week, so
It's so
uh,
good. It's so good. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's hard work, but
yeah,
it's just like training for that marathon.
yeah,
You don't
yeah,
want to
that's
get
right.
up early in the morning. You don't want to do all the stuff, but you got to do it. And then, but as you start to see, progress being made, it's like, okay, like, you get that motivation and it's just like, okay, I got to keep going. And I have an awesome accountability partner, and we keep each other in check, but we also give each other grace for, like she was sick one week, and then I
Mm.
just had a lot of stuff going on. And so, we got to give ourselves some grace, man.
That's right. And I love the fact that you've invited an accountability partner into your world, because that's how we go forward at the pace that we meant to go forward, right? A lot of us have intentions, but we allow ourselves off the hook, bringing accountability from the outside in through a
Right.
program like Fast Cap, or especially if it's positive, proactive accountability, not that kind of bludgeon you over the head kind of accountability, right?
Right.
That can make all the difference in your success. All right, so I want to switch gears. I want to talk about your real estate business and how you do business. Now, you and I were talking, and you shared that when you started in your area, you didn't really have a sphere. You want to tell us about that?
No. I had a sphere. I just had to get a new sphere because a lot of my sphere were not ready, willing, and able.
Uh,
And so it took a lot of educating, but that's something that you learn along the way when you're starting off as a new agent, right? You learn, you just fall forward and you learn from your mistakes, and hopefully you learn from your mistakes. So I
mm,
have a habit of touching the stove and continuously getting burned, but it's all good. Like it's made me stronger. But yes, so I had to build a new sphere, and I did that by um, networking a lot. And this goes two ways. So networking with realtors at realtor events, because that other realtor might be the one that's going to be on the other side of the transaction, right? And
mhm.
when they see your name, you want them to be like, oh, I know her. Oh, or hey, I worked with her before, and I really, and I know we're going to get this deal closed. So they're more inclined to pick you, right? And then also networking, church, different, whatever kind of hobbies you like. Um, but for me, I reached out to other like businesses, and, like I like candles. I like some fashion. I'm an Amazon type of girl. But, if I see there's a local business owner that, is doing something, it's totally free to just share and like a post, and to show support that way. And when you start building those relationships with people, it's a lot easier. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Look, we all get caught up in the moment of transactions going, sideways and things of that nature. The inclination is to blame the co-op agent, get mad, and all of that. And I'll tell you, there's a number of reasons why you never want to do that, right? The first is, to your point, you're likely going to be across the table from that same agent,
Yeah.
hopefully. if you're going to be in this business with any length of time, you're going to be across the table again. You're going to be submitting offers or getting their offers from their clients. And
Mhm.
you definitely want them to be on your side when they're positioning your offers with their clients. The other thing too is, we had Smita on a few weeks ago, and she talked about how she gets off-market listings that she can kind of brag about to buyers and share by calling other agents and saying, "What do you got that's coming on the market?" If you don't have those kinds of relationships, and I'm talking about outside of EXP
Mhm.
as well, if you don't have those kinds of relationships where you can call somebody and say, "Hey, I would love to sit your open house," right? And they would say yes because you've bonded and you built such a great relationship. Your business is not going to be the same if you don't. So I love that, and just I also love leveraging those relationships for referral basis as well. Now your business is driven primarily by referral, is that right?
Yes, I'd say about 85% of my business. And so with that, another thing to think about is what I did was, sure, go to the realtor networking events. I go to those, but I try to go to the ones that are outside of my city, or outside of the state, because 9 times out of 10, when I was there in Austin, there wasn't a handful of realtors from North Carolina. I wouldn't think, and you just connect with other people because there's so many people moving or leaving your state, and you need to be the go-to person that they reach out to. And then on top of that, building those relationships, then when you refer someone, right, you want your client to be like, hey, like, I really like that agent that you referred me to. You don't want to be that agent that the client said, yeah, I wasn't too crazy about that person. Like, do you have someone else? So get to know these agents, make sure you follow each other on social media, see what they're doing, see what moves they're making, and then you can kind of learn to who to pair your client with and who to refer it out to. Just build your referral network. Like, it's helped me a lot. So,
Yeah. I had Shannon Maxwell, who's a brilliant agent of ours in Tennessee. She was talking about this. And her business, the bulk of her business comes from agent to agent referrals.
mhm,
And she's very purposeful about it. And like what you're saying, what she does is she goes and looks at migratory paths of where out of town buyers are coming from. And she's
mhm.
purposeful about going and building relationships with agents in those areas through Facebook and events and things of that nature. So
Oh,
very much.
I'm gonna have to watch this later on so I can remember to. That's what's her name?
Shannon Maxwell. Shannon
Okay,
Maxwell. So, by the way, she's going to be at EXPCon too,
okay.
speaking. So, for those of you who want to talk to her,
Fun,
she's yeah, that's awesome. All right, so you and I were talking about your sphere of influence and how you bring value to them. What are you saying on a regular basis, or what are you sending? How do you share value with your sphere?
So overall, um, I do a lot of pop buys. I just like to stay top of mind with my clients, right? Because who's better to refer you business than someone who's already worked with you, right?
Yeah,
Right. So, hey, we got KV Core, we pay for it, might as well use it, right? Plug in the birth dates, the anniversaries, kids' names, stuff like that, and just, a simple text. You can go on to Facebook. Facebook will tell you all the birthdays for that day. They'll also tell you for that week, and so to help you stay top of mind and just reach out to people, go deeper into your business by building and working on those relationships with people. And that's very important. But as far as like the value, I had to learn that I am the value, right? I am the value because I'm the one who brings that unique mix of experience. I'm the one who's giving that insight to my clients. I'm the one who is, showing that dedication, my dedication to my clients, because my dedication might not look like your dedication. So I am the value, right? And that's not being cocky. That's just being confident. And you have to know what you bring to the table.
yeah, that's right. And my friend Renee Rodriguez, who, by the way, those of you going to EXPCon, Renee's going to be doing a mastermind that Wednesday in the afternoon. He's brilliant about influence sales, persuasion, leadership, especially leadership. And what he said the other day is the difference between $100 piece of chicken at a fine dining restaurant and a $2.99 piece of chicken at KFC is the story behind it.
Mm.
And knowing the value you bring and being able to articulate that value pretty powerfully is the difference between getting paid what you deserve and not getting paid at all. So I like that very much. Are you doing anything with your sphere of influence on any sort of regular basis? You mentioned KV Core. What do you send to them? What do you share with them?
So I'm gonna be honest, I don't utilize it as much as I should. But definitely I use it for the open houses because they have the open house app for KV Core. And then once I send that link, I do plug people in. And then once I send that link to them, because I know they're looking, I get notified of what houses they're looking at. So from there, I don't like the preset text messages that they send. So I'll reach out to them personally and be like, hey, I saw you were looking at this house, blah, 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 and kind of go from there. I'm very, and I'm probably a glutton for punishment for it, but I'm more hands-on, just trying to make sure I'm there. Like, with social media, you post stuff and you post all your accolades and everything on social media, what you're doing. But I noticed for my following, they didn't care what I was doing in real estate. But I knew they were watching because when I would see them in person, oh yeah, I seen that you did this and you did that. And oh, hey, I know someone who, is going to be wanting to buy or sell soon. So, but I'm just like, but you never commented, right?
Yeah.
So from there, I shifted gears and I would just post in my stories. I post what I'm doing day to day. And then from there, you can kind of see who's watching. And if I see certain people are watching on a consistent basis, those are the people that I, gravitate to and want to make sure that I definitely stay top of mind and reach out to them. And everyone that I'm friends with, pretty much, they're either like past coworkers or we went to church together or something. So there's already some kind of familiarity there. And then I just build off of that and just see how they're doing. Just check in. You don't have to write no long dissertations. Just say hi.
Cool. Now, obviously, with my TikTok dance career, I'm the king of social media, so I already know this. But for those people who aren't familiar, you're saying that the difference between a post on Instagram and posting via your stories is that you can actually see who's seen your stories.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
The more you know.
Look,
All right. So,
look you up on TikTok.
what's that?
I'm gonna look you up on TikTok.
Oh, good Lord. If you ever saw me dance, you'd know why I don't post on TikTok.
But that might bring you some followers.
People who enjoy bad dancing, not the kind
Exactly.
of people I want to be around. Thanks. Speaking of people you want to be around, so your niches are investors and
First
first-time home buyers.
time.
I'm kind of curious, what does it take to succeed? I mean, those are pretty different, audiences. What does it take to succeed in those areas?
Thick skin for one. A lot
That's real estate in general, friend.
a lot of patience, but you really have to be up to date on your market knowledge. Like, it's a pain, but you have to exercise that muscle in order for it to get stronger. So, stay on top of, especially with first time buyers, you need to know if they need down payment assistance, if you need to have them, you have to have a team, a lender that can cater to your different clientele. So I have different lenders for investors. I have different lenders for first time home buyers. And then you just kind of go from there. Once you establish that team, it makes things a lot easier, because you're not wasting time. It already takes people a long time to make a decision sometimes. But if you can pretty much take a lot of the guesswork out of it, it helps. It helps. And you're also able to kind of, figure out who's really serious and who's just kicking tires.
That's right. Yeah, that team, especially for first-time home buyers, is so important. I have a friend of mine out in California. He's bilingual. He speaks Spanish, and what he figured out is that, and I don't know if you're familiar with what NAREP has said about the population shift for first-time home buyers. What they said, I think this is about 2 years ago. They said 50% of first-time home buyers are actually Hispanic Latino
Hmm.
first-time home buyers, and that is expected to grow to over 70% over the next 10 years. And so what he figured out is that a lot of those first-time home buyers in his area were
Hmm.
first-generation home buyers, and so they had a lot of mythology in their heads about the process. And so what he did is he brought his lender, he brought his title escrow rep, he brought a couple of other folks that are involved in the transaction, and they do a day of it where they kick it off, they talk about the home buying process, and then they have people go round to round to round to all of these different partners
Yep.
talking about the various aspects of the process, and then brings them back. He's crushing it with first-time home buyers among Spanish speaking, primarily because he's doing it in Spanish too. Uh, but yeah, that team is so key. All right, so I know we're probably getting long on time. Sorry, guys, but this has been a great conversation. Final thoughts for you? Any advice for an agent who's out there building their business?
Um, Definitely give yourself some grace. I'm really big on that because I need it myself. Um,
Yeah,
Also, you cannot run on E. If you are running on fumes, you can't give anything. So, and you're not going to be operating in your best self. So you got to make sure you make yourself a priority in the sense of self-care. Like I think that's something that a lot of people are missing the mark on, including myself, but I'm doing better. So do that. Also, get that team, establish your go-to lenders, establish your go-to vendors. It just makes the process a lot more smoother for you. And don't be scared to ask questions, and don't be scared to ask for help.
mm,
There's so many, I've met so many people, so many awesome people on Workplace, and, you know, just ask for help. Closed mouth don't get fed.
that's right. That's right. Well said. All right, Maria, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate you coming on and sharing with us all. I'm looking forward to seeing you hopefully at EXPCon Miami.
Yes, at EXPCon, please stop by the Military Network booth. We will be in the
Yes.
expo hall. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you sign up for the military luncheon. We're not doing the breakfast this year, so y'all don't have to wake up super duper early. So, and I just add, you have to add that to your ticket if I'm not mistaken. But come check us out and say hi. And also, can I just give a quick shout out to my date, Colleen Riders? She is just so awesome. I don't know how she does what she does, but she does it well.
All right, Colleen, there you go. There's your love. That's awesome. Thanks, Maria. We
Thanks.
really appreciate you.
All right.
All right.
Have a good one. Bye.
See you soon, hopefully. Hey, Russ,
That
can
was
I
awesome.
just, man, she's amazing. Hey, she mentioned something and it triggered me. I didn't mention it. She talked about that running on E, and it made me think about this fast cap program we've been doing, right?
Yeah.
And in the fast cap program, we do every Friday. We do what we call Tribe Friday, right?
Yeah.
It's our word for it, and we have a master come on. Like we had Tina Call come on and talk about the topic of the week. Renee Funk, Andy Rosa, like just brilliant people, and it made me think that I didn't mention something that to our mentors. So November 6th, we're going to be doing our next round of Fast Cap.
Yeah.
Mentors out there, hi, thank you for all you do. We are going to give you guys early access to FastCap starting October 21st. We're going to give you early reg access. So we're going to communicate to you next week about that. So if you see an email in your inbox from me, instead of hitting delete, please actually read this because it's actually for you. And we've got something really cool planned for you at EXPCon and then as part of the FastCap program and after that. So thanks for letting me come on and reshare that piece of information that I should have shared to begin with.
Bryon, it's interesting. Like a lot of people don't realize probably the hardest part of this business, the absolute hardest part of this business is getting a new agent up and running. And for what the mentors do, I mean, it's one of the toughest challenges. I mean, we get people that come to our business with next to no sales experience, next to no business experience, and you've got to get them up and running and get them moving, get them through their first 3 transactions, which are the hardest ones because you know literally nothing about anything at that point. So I just want to shout out to all of the mentors out there for all of the hard work you do. We know, all of us in leadership know that is a tough challenge, and we appreciate you guys getting out there and doing it. And I love the fact that you've got some stuff to give back to them at EXP and for FastCap too. It's beautiful.
And yeah, well said, and absolutely. And mentors, that's not lost on us, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. So if you're curious what I mean when I say what we're doing, please do check that email out, and then also come be part of EXPCon. Or we're also going to simulcast a session at EXPCon specifically for mentors, for those folks not able to make it. So stay tuned, look for your email inbox, and get some more information on that. Hey, bud, happy Friday to you. Have a great weekend, man.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bryon. Appreciate it.